fuck, Sutter. My bird, official name is Biff, which is short for bird flu. What's going on? My GQ blog posted today. I think I'll be doing those. I don't know if it's every week or every couple weeks, but sort of a little bit of a show diary, and some insight to this stuff. Where are we at? I started working on episode 2 yesterday, and we have drafts of 3 being written, and we just finished breaking 4 in the room today, so we're pretty much on schedule. We have our little upfront thing next week in New York for all the FX shows. So myself and some of the cast will be doing that. What else? Start production in how many weeks now? Middle of May, whatever how many weeks, I don't even know what day it is. You know, things are moving along. I'm just reading my questions here. Just wanted to read this to you. This is from an undisclosed, this is from Justina Amos. Hi dear, how are you doing today? I am Justy by name, and am simple and humble young lady. I am much interested to be in a friendship with you. Please mail me back so that we can share our pictures, details, and feeling mutually. Let's distance or body, color not be a bearer, please, but let's love connect. I real understand that love is like a bridge that connects too far distance to be closed. Thanks. I love the internet. Let's get to a question. That one I've answered like 7 or 8 times. Let's see. Let's see. Here we go. Hello, Mr. Sutter. I would like to start off by saying thank you for the show. Characters you can really feel like you can get to know and love. I'm a new fan. I watched the show on Netflix and then online to catch up, waiting on season 5. I really enjoy watching the show and can feel like I am honestly right there. Anyways, off to my questions. Are any of your characters based on someone you know? And if so, how, why did you choose to use that person? Thanks again for the show. Blah, blah, blah. And this is from Jessica Parker from Montgomery, Texas. You know, I think that, no, I mean, the short answer is no. They're not based on any real people. You know, I've said before that, you know, the character of Gemma, obviously not based on my wife, but inspired by my wife, meaning my wife has this great, Katie Seagal has this great sort of maternal quality to her. She's got a very strong maternal vibe. You know, she's the oldest sibling in her family, and sort of has been taking care of people since she was a kid. And I was always sort of impressed by that strong maternal instinct that she had, and the sense of, well, what would that maternal instinct look like in an outlaw environment? So sort of taking those motherly characteristics that Katie has, and then, you know, putting them into the world of outlaws where there are, you know, no boundaries and nothing is politically correct, and so it was just sort of blowing it up a little bit. But the original inspiration came from Katie, and that's true of a lot of the characters on the show. You know, in doing some research and meeting these guys, you know, you pick up qualities, you pick up characteristics that are interesting and that are right for the world, and you bestow your characters with those qualities. And then I also try to really get a connection with my actors and what actors bring what qualities to the show, and which, you know, what innate characteristics or quirks or idiosyncrasies that a particular actor might have. You know, how can I exploit those and begin to write to those things, and you know, so many of the characters that we have become so much more three-dimensional as a result of having great actors and having them inform me into who those characters are. And after a while, you start writing to them, you start writing to the rhythms of how they speak, you start writing to the rhythms of how they think and react, and so they begin to influence who these characters are as well, which is what I love about, you know, this process for me, is that yes, it's definitely my vision, but that vision is informed by the talent and the influences of so many other people. So it ultimately, you know, it ultimately is a very, you know, collaborative process. For me, anyhow, you know, and that's one of the things I love about it. You know, it's, you know, I've said this before. It's, you know, this isn't about me being in my castle with my bird and sort of shutting the door and not giving a fuck about, you know, what other people think or what fans think. You know, I'm not writing this show for myself or for a select few. You know, I'm writing this show really for an audience. You know, I'm writing this show to be shared, quite honestly, by as many people as care to enjoy it, and you know, and try to appeal to a broader audience with the show, and you know, and that's, you know, that's what this medium is. It's not, you know, it's not a singular art form. So I don't know where that tangent came from, but that's it. Thanks. I'd ask another question, but I'm so fucking tired I'll probably just start rambling. And I know it's still the beginning of the season. I shouldn't be this tired, but I have 3 fucking kids, like 11 dogs, 9 birds, and a fucking crocodile at my house. So it's I got a lot of work. Just the feeding of the animals every morning is 6.5 hours. I get up at 3 a.m. to feed the animals. It's insane. All right, I'll talk to you next week. Thanks. Oh, sure. Now you don't say anything.